in the stock market, when you are learning, you need to expect wins. You need to expect losses, or lessons. You need to expect lessons. However, every lesson is setting you up for a greater win.
Yo, we back at it, man. Another episode from A to Z. I told you how we do it each week, man, or sometimes it may be every other day. You never know. We're going to drop these episodes. And make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get notified when we do drop these videos, when we do have dope guests like I have to my right, my homie for a long time, Danny. We're going to give her your real name, but just history, man. She used to braid. No, y'all don't see it now. I got the low cut. She used to braid my hair years ago, man. So, but she's here to talk about some really dope things that's going to help you in your life, investing and things of that nature, and crypto. So I ain't going to give them the beans, spill the beans. You go ahead and introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are, what you got going on.
For sure. So my name is Danni B, as most of you may know me by from some years back. Shout out to you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored.
Man, you know, we go back like 4 flats in the Cadillac.
So again, my name is Danni B. I am a investor into the stock market, the cryptocurrency market, and also I dabble in the Forex market. And I can break those things down for you later so we can all get into that. But I am an investor. I've learned to do this relatively quickly and mostly on my own. So it's not, I think a lot of our culture tells us that, you know, we have to have a certain amount of money to start, or that it's really hard to start, and it's really, really not.
So how did you, before you got into investing, what were you doing before?
So most of my career, corporate career, looked something like Medicare, Medicaid experience, you know, processing non-clinical claims. So if something came through, you know, you took an ambulance somewhere, is all the box checks, yes, no, cool, pay it. If not, you gonna have a bill in the mail. That was my fault.
Oh, that was you. Oh, you were sending the bills.
I was sending the bills.
Yeah, okay.
So I did that for a while, and it was comfortable. It's easy. You know, you're being told what you're looking for. You find it, you identify it. If it lines up, great. If it doesn't, it don't, and you move on. So it's mindless work.
I got you.
Is what it was, and I think that is what pushed me in a direction to figure out something else.
So it pushed you into that direction to figure out something else. How did you know, let me try stocks? Because that's not really preached to us, to our community,
right?
You know? And so what made you go down that avenue?
So, I think curiosity.
You could have chose anything. You could have been selling hair, all the normal stuff.
Right. So
no disrespect to anybody doing that. I'm just saying.
We appreciate your bundles.
Yeah.
So I think that I was just curious. So I understood if you have a job, well, my father, I was raised by my dad. He said, you know, if you have a job, you have a 401k. You have, you know, a Roth IRA. You need to save for retirement. So that was something that was continuously in my mind. I need to save for retirement. I need to save for retirement. Well, what is retirement? Like, what's happening when I give you this money and this company is going to match me up to 3% sometimes, if you're lucky, on my 401k investment? And what are you investing it in?
Yeah.
Can I do that? So I guess I was just curious. So I went and I said, let's figure this thing out. I think at the time there was the Fidelity account is where my 401k was housed. And then I saw that you could have your own individual account. And I was like, well, an individual account? Let's click on it. I literally clicked on it. Right. And I was like, oh, so you could set up your own portfolio, put your own money in this and trade whatever you want to trade.
Money, yeah.
And also your 401k has to disclose to you what they're investing in. So I had a playbook, essentially.
Right.
What would be at least safe. I just match this and do it on my own. So from there, I said, well, it has to be deeper than this. Your 401k is not meant to be extremely risky. When they set it up for you, it is very safe. So it's this expected growth over the expectancy of you retiring at a particular age, and you'll have XYZ money if you put in whatever your percentage, which is super whack. I want to say that that's whack because that's a safe means. But when you're younger, you're in your 20s and your 30s and you have a job, which is perfectly fine, you should be more aggressive and then end up being more safe as you get older. So you can keep your nest egg, you're guaranteed to have this nest egg of money. Risky up front, conservative later on. So that's how I ended up getting into it.
Got you. Okay, so you really did some research on it.
I did.
Figure out what they doing with my money that I'm giving to y'all. And
I'm real nosy.
So being nosy helped you get to where you at now.
Yes.
So at what year, when did you start getting into trading stocks? Like what year?
So that would be, pandemic hit 2000, what year is that?
Yeah, is it 19 or 20? I'd be confused
I don't know.
now.
It's all a big blur now, right? So it was the year the pandemic hit. So around January, February. They were talking about it.
Yeah.
November, December, like it's like, hey, something's going on over there. So I had opened a Robinhood account and I never really used it. And let's just say this. I had Fidelity to start with, but Fidelity isn't always beginner friendly. You need to know what you're doing, and it helped me get off the ground. But having a Robinhood app helped walk me through some terms I couldn't necessarily understand, or being able to do something on a fractional level. So instead of buying whole would be saying, I want a share of Amazon, it's $3,500. Don't quote me, but I think that's it's like $3,500. Right, you pay your $3,500 and you will get one share on Fidelity. But on Robinhood, you can say, "Well, I only have $50," and you can get a fraction
of the share
of Amazon.
Right.
So when I learned that, I was like, "Well, this is easier to use. Let's just see what happens over here." So my first investments were AMC. And it was because I go to the movies a lot, and I have one of those A-list cards. AMC needs to cut me a check. I love AMC. I like going to the movies.
Right.
So I said, if I'm going to spend money there, I might as well own some of it.
Stock,
and the other thing was biopharmaceuticals, which was a company called Novavax. And at that time, there was nothing more than, has this company solved the problem before? Check my box, yes. And is this a company that the government or someone with a lot of money would rely on to help solve it? And that also checked off a box. So I said, I'll just spend, a couple dollars here. I think my total investment up front would have been it was like $200, less than $200 into Robinhood at the beginning of the pandemic. And both of those things did really well within 6 months. Like no time at all. It was a huge blessing to have that happen, because what ends up happening with Novavax, they solved the problem before. They was all that the president at the time was talking about. Novavax, 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 Novavax. So it was just a name constantly said. We are not receiving at this time Novavax vaccines. There's not one out.
I don't know. I ain't heard.
Yeah, it's Moderna Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. But Novavax was the headline.
And I ain't got none of them. And I ain't getting none of them. Go ahead.
Do your own research. Take care of your bodies. But
are you vaccinated?
Am I personally? Yes, I am.
Hey, man, do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I am. I am pro your decision.
That's me too. I don't tell nobody not to. I just know what Will gonna do and Will not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? When you do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing.
As long as you're taking care of yourself, I believe that.
I'm big on just taking care of my body in general. So
mind, body, spirit, you get that together, you'll be all right.
Right. Yeah.
So back to the thing. Novavax, it worked out. I bought it for like $10.20 a share. It shot up through the roof. I actually bailed out of that early. I should have been more patient. But I got out around $220 a share.
How do you learn that though? Okay, so make some money. You just heard the brother who was in here, right? Made some money, shot up, and shoots down.
Right.
And then his just kept going.
It was out here.
How do you? Because you had to learn how to like Not take that to heart and be like, ooh, that's it. That's it. No more trading for me. I lost some money.
Right. So
how'd you overcome that?
I will say this. In the stock market, when you are learning, you need to expect wins. You need to expect losses, or lessons. You need to expect lessons. However, every lesson is setting you up for a greater win. So when I built out of Novavax early, it went up like another $100 per share. And I was like, you gotta be mother.
I should have stayed my ass in there.
But I was anxious and excited because it was my first investments into Robinhood.
Right.
My fidelity was just steady. I mimicked what my 401ks were doing. But it was one of my first big wins. So I was excited. And I literally I just made a decision. I made a decision to invest in this thing. And my one decision, without any physical labor, without any, hemming and hawing in my brain about it, I made a lot of money. And because I also doubled back when I saw that thing was shooting, I was dumping money then.
Put some more in there.
I was dumping all the money. Like, I don't care if it's a penny, put it in here.
Yeah.
And then when I bailed out early and I saw that it went up another $100, I was like, I had to ask myself, well, why did you do that? Why? Did you pay attention to what the news was saying? Did anybody say, hey, now's the time? I didn't have a stock coach or anyone at that time to tell me any different. What it boiled down to was that I did not have the emotional intelligence to be committed to doing further research. I'm sure on a chart, I would have saw that it had more room to go forward. But because I was anxious for money I did not need, I was like, give me that.
Right.
And truth is, I kept some of it, put it somewhere else, but I took some money out and played with it in a way in which I can't even tell you what I did with it.
Right.
That is not what you should do with your investments. If you want to spend your investment money on memories, building your portfolio somewhere else, great. But to squander it, then what was the point? There's no point there.
You just took it and threw it away.
Half of it.
Yeah.
And I made a good bit of money off of that investment. So I learned in that moment, okay, emotionally, when you're at a win, you can't act like you made it. Unless they put billions of dollars in your account, you didn't make it. There's multimillionaires all around us. So if it wasn't billions made, then there's no reason to be so high on your high. So I've learned to balance my emotions. And then learned that it's necessary to put, where am I comfortable getting out of this play or getting out of this position? Most people will say you want your investments to grow. In a year's time, if this, let's just say it's AMC, you made 20% above what you put in it, that's good.
Right.
That's really, really good. The bank is not giving you any of that. So you did good. You need to figure out, what is your bailout? At what point are you saying I'm cool? Or when you're negative, you have to say, all right, let's reevaluate. How much is this company worth? Does it have the potential to go back up? Is this just a drawdown or a pullback in the market? Which gets a little more technical. Some people say, I can't do this.
I was just about to say that. So like, even on that part, doing your research and studies to that degree, right? Which takes some time and some effort. Yeah. Like, how do you have you ever coached anybody with it or whatever? So
yes, right now I manage and only will be managing. Go ahead, put that out there. These two accounts. Okay. One account is a family member's account. He don't care what I do with it.
He just like run it.
He's do your thing, but he allows me to learn in that environment. Fortunately for myself, I'm careful because it's not my own, right? So I'm not so risky, but I'm able to say, okay, I'm going to do the play this way here, and I'm going to do the play this way on my account. Let's figure out what worked. What strategy did I use here? Which one did I use there? And whichever works, I'm like, okay, so now I know this works. Write this down. I was successful on this day doing this, using this strategy. And that way you have a place to go back to. Right now, as far as coaching anyone, I have 2 people that I coach in their stock markets. They're more crypto heavy, and they're doing well. They're doing really, really well.
Yeah, I was just asking for that part to see like how you coach some, because you stood in it. You had the discipline, and even when you saw some money go down or whatever, like, oh no, I'm gonna take and see what I did wrong over here and what I did right over here, and that's unique within you, right?
Right.
But then, in order to be successful in that, whoever you coaching, whoever's coming behind you or following you, they got to have that same energy and uniqueness in them to say, don't be, okay, the money dropped, this stock went down or whatever, or this one went up. Don't pull out all your money and go squander it on this, that, and third. Right. So it's kind of like, how did you get that discipline and to say, or you just said something Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Yeah. How did you get that?
I was very, you know me. So I was not very emotionally intelligent for a while. I was loyal. I was, I think it was on your story, I was dedicated to who I was dedicated to. I was disciplined to who I was disciplined to, but not necessarily to my inner thoughts, my inner beliefs, my inner desires, more so in that way. So I had to learn that every L doesn't stand for loss, it means lesson.
It's a lesson, yeah.
Every win needs a new win behind it.
Right.
So if I have a win today, there's 16 games, I win 1 today. Does that make me a champion?
No, you can't get stuck in the celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to really dial back, not to the financial aspects of my portfolio. I had to physically get me together. Like physically, okay, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna drink water. I'm gonna do what I need to do.
And I saw you on your fitness journey. Hey man, shout out to you. I saw you on your fitness journey. You put it in.
Yes,
proud of you.
Look, it got crazy for me for a minute.
Proud of you though.
But when you don't value your intelligence, you start to do stuff like that. You start to let yourself slip. And so I would say the first thing to being successful in the stock market, crypto market, and anything that you do, you have to get your mind right. You need to start surrounding yourself with more positive people who have something to lose. You have to sit and read a book, listen to an audio, understand that you don't know anything. Whatever you think you know, whatever we've been taught up until this point does not serve us right now. Yep. With where wealth is going, where health is going. And there'll be people who will say, oh, well, this over that. Okay, cool. What do you think?
Right.
What do you think? What do you know is good for you? As we just spoke, I decided to vaccinate. You didn't. You did what was best for you. I did what I thought was best for me. And that's cool.
Right.
But you made your decision. And I made mine. No one made that for me. When you're allowing people to make a decision for you, you're going to fail in it all. So I got my emotional intelligence together. Did that make me more book smart? No, it just made me more curious.
Right.
And so when I was curious about, okay, well, this is what I think now. Well, now that I think this, what does this mean to me now? I understand that I said some words like, if I said enterprise value, what's the profitability of this company? What's the potential for drawback or what okay, there's some charts for that. There's some things you can, there's some apps. Okay, you can get some apps and it'll kind of give you a window and you could pick within that window where you feel comfortable entering the market. Really reliable ones. But you can rely on that if you don't have... If you want to invest in Apple, but you don't know who the CEO of Apple is, you messing up.
Yeah.
There's just a certain amount of, I need to know this for me. And if I know it for me, then I can make decisions going forward. There's quantitative research and there's qualitative research. Quantitative is numbers. What's the numbers on this? Does it make number sense? Cool. Check. Is the CEO a jerk? Oh, I don't know that I can rock with this. Right. Qualitatively, this look bad, you know? And that's easy. What? You can look that up. The word is just heavy. Right. But if you let your mind say, I can't get this, I don't understand, I'm not going to get it, that's exactly what's going to happen.
So then what do you say to people who they know about stocks and all this other stuff, but they scared because they say they don't want to lose no money, but they'll go spend this money somewhere else, and it didn't make them anything in return, so you lost money.
Correct.
But you get a chance to see that you lost money. I guess I bought a bag. I lost. See this money I lost.
Right.
I bought this Louis bag. I lost this money on this. So what do you tell that person that's, wants to do it, but they use the I don't want to lose no money as my excuse?
You lose that money every day. We lose right now. If you have $1 in your wallet,
it ain't even worth $1. I don't know what it's worth.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
So if you have $1 in your wallet and you're just, I'm gonna hold on to this, I can't let this go. What money is it making sit in your hand?
Yeah.
It's literally doing
Nothing.
exactly the thing you're scared of it doing in your hand, right then and there. So that doesn't make sense.
Ours.
So you have to figure out, well, what else? If I have this $1 in my hand and I'm gonna go to the corner store, I'm gonna buy a bottle of water. Maybe I get 2.50 cents. It's really hustling. So I'm gonna get 2 bottles of water, right? I got 2 bottles of water for $1. Now I'm gonna stand. It's hot outside. Somebody's thirsty. There's some construction workers across the street. Like, hey, I got these dollars. They $2. They thirsty.
Right.
Like, I don't care what it was. I want it. It's convenient. So now you done made $2 on each bottle of water. So now you got $4. You could have said, I'm not going to do this because I'm scared. I don't want to lose my $1. And you just missed out on $4.
$4, yeah.
That's your mindset. It's your mind. It's how you think about it that makes all the difference. Could you have sat on those 2 bottles of water and not moved them? Yeah. But your action should match what you desire.
Right.
If you are desiring to go forward in life and build wealth, you have to think wealthy. Thinking opposite of that is going to lose you money. So I would say use that analogy in all of your life, in every aspect. But if you are scared to lose, you're only going to lose.
Yep.
That's it. That's the answer.
If you're scared to lose, then you're going to lose. Man, you got me stuck for a second because I usually have a whole bunch of questions to ask after this, but you just kind of wrapped up a lot in that. But I'll get out of my stuck moment real quick. Let's go into the crypto.
I love crypto.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So how did you get into crypto to go from doing the stocks? Crypto's a different animal.
It is.
How did you get into that? Because we know you're not scared.
I'm nosy. So crypto, I'll try to sum this up really, really quick. So Bitcoin was like the first crypto that most people are aware of.
Right.
So Bitcoin came out. I know my husband knew about crypto when it was like $400-ish, or not crypto, but Bitcoin was like $400-ish. His homeboys on the ship was telling him, hey, you got to get in, you got to get in, you got to get in. But as he would say, he like, listen, my wife ain't saying I ain't rocking with it. I don't know what y'all talking about. So we missed that. He didn't even understand it, right? So you're not, so pause here. You are not faulted for what you don't know. It's cool to not know, but once you do know and you don't do anything with that information, now you the problem. So anywho, crypto goes up, right? It goes up. Bitcoin goes up. It does what it does. I think it hit like 17, under $20,000.
Right.
But it tanks down. It tanks down to $3,500 per coin. So on Bitcoin, I saw it happen and I was like, this is our moment. It's the time.
Jump in.
Everybody round up. And so I saw it was like $3,500. I had $3,500. Easy. I could have did it. So I was like, oh no, maybe this is just a tank down. It's just going to stay down. I don't know. Why did it tank down so much?
Right.
That's a lot.
Right.
But if crypto is fast. It moves 24 hours a
quick.
day. It's always moving. It does not sleep. When the stock market is closed, crypto is not. So I think to call a friend. I said, I'm going to call her. I feel comfortable spending less. I'll go half on it with her. She would have totally done it. Right? She's trusted me up until this point. She's made some money and some stock stuff. Cool. Let's do it.
So you'd have did it.
She would have did it. So I was like, I'll call her. Never called her. At some point, I was just like, don't worry about it. It's fine. I got time. I had no time. There was no time. It went skyrocketed.
Yep.
and it kept trending up. And I remember thinking to myself, you got to be the dumbest person that I ever met in my life. How you waited, like the perfect opportunity.
Right.
Like if all the stars ever aligned, that was the moment. So we didn't do this. Long story short, I did a video on it. It's on my Facebook page. And I think it's titled "How I Tricked Me and My Friend Out of $27,000 a piece." Yeah. And so I remember that lesson. And I sat with it, and my feelings was hurt. Her feelings was hurt. My daddy's feelings was hurt. Yeah. And the bottom line of it was I was scared. I was like, nah, what if it goes down further? Like, Bitcoin is here. Like, it's here. Even with the fluctuations now. I mean, it's here. Even
crypto is here to stay.
It's not going anywhere. Like, this is definitely the currency of now and future. Anybody who went to school and understood how currency initially worked, we're talking about bartering. Like, I got some rice, you got some wheat. What's up?
Yep.
That was the money. We went to gold and silver pieces. That changed. We went to coins and dollars, and it's gonna change. Like, this is going to change with the times that we're in. To stay stuck and say, well, I'm just gonna hold on to my dollars. It ain't gonna be nothing but something you could light your fire with later on down the line, because that's what it is. Nothing. So that was my first crypto lesson in being scared. So I was like, never again. I'll never be scared again. I would rather lose it all and say I tried than to not. So my next move was Dogecoin, Dogecoin,
whatever
everybody calls it something, right?
The D-coin.
Right. So I heard about it from Troy Solomon. And
shout out to Troy.
My guy. He made me a lot of money on that play. So he talked about it. He said it a few times. I was like, you're not going to keep talking about it. I know I know how I messed up with Bitcoin. I won't do it again. So I invested a good bit of money into that coin. And at this point, I did not shut up about it. I told everybody I knew. Yeah. If you want to listen to me, do it. Cool. If you don't, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. Do it. And so I invested in that. And it was well under a penny. Time goes on. It wasn't even a whole year. It was nowhere near a year. It shoots up to 68, 69 cents. I got it for well under a penny, like 0.0002. Something's like microscopic of a penny. And I made a lot of money. And so I said, well, hey, we're onto something here. Now, of course, it's retracted some, but even in the retraction, I'm still super good.
Yeah.
I'm good. My people are good. And again, not being scared and understanding where the market is going. I think the Dallas Mavericks, if I'm not mistaken, accept that coin for payment. Yeah. When you start to see businesses or companies
just changed their name
to crypto.com.
Yeah.
Their currency, the digital coin, the symbol for it is CRO. If you look at it, it went up 40 cents in like a week. Yep. Because businesses like entertainment, right? They understand that if it's entertaining, it can generate money. Cryptocurrency is not like just entertaining for the time, it's where the market is going. So if you can understand which companies are interested in cryptocurrency, just follow them. Banks will tell you they play. In fact, they have to. Yep. If you follow what they're investing in and what you're doing, they're going to make money. They're not in the business of losing money. And if they are losing, they ain't going to lose it for long. Just follow they play. Follow what your bank is doing. Who do you bank with? Okay, now tell me what are y'all doing? Right. Look it up. You can find it out. So I definitely got in on that crypto.com play. When Facebook announced Metaverse.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, y'all got you. Now, the Metaverse play, I didn't realize how deep it was with, them and Apple and all that stuff. But when I saw the name change, I was like, this ain't about a name change. Like, y'all crazy. Y'all think this is about a name change. And then when I realized that you could buy digital property.
Man, didn't I tell you about it? I just told him, because it's a guy that I'm following that I learned how to trade with doing option trades. Listen, I know you like what you're listening to, and I know you like what you're hearing. I'm going to let you get right back to it. But I need you to do one thing for me real quick. I need you to like this video, share, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell That's how you know when the videos drop. So like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we're gonna let you get back to it from A to Z with WB.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm gonna give him his credit. Shout out to Isaac Ruffin. I don't know him, but I just bought a course of his on Instagram. But the brother helped me out, especially with learning how to trade or whatever. But this dude just bought some real estate, digital real estate in the metaverse, $15,000 in the metaverse. So the real estate, the properties, people who are buying these other digital properties around it will cause it for it to rise.
Correct.
Like regular real estate.
Yes.
As things start to get built around there, then the property value goes up and up. He starts making more money.
Correct.
On this digital real estate. And I'm still trying to understand that part because it ain't there. It's there, but it ain't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So cryptocurrency is there.
Yeah.
But it's not there.
See, I understood the crypto though because we've been using crypto. When you transfer money from your bank account to save, that's crypto. That's
right.
So you don't see the money going here and there, but it's digital. And then it lands into your account, and now you have the money that a person didn't hand you this money, or like when they brought Cash App and all this other stuff. It's all cryptocurrency.
Yeah, we've been digitally moving for a while.
We've been digitally moving. It's just now we put a name on it and all this other stuff. So I understand it on that realm. I ain't gonna lie about the metaverse. I'm still trying to understand how we about to operate. I take that back. In a sense, I kind of understand the metaverse. And I told my boy the other day that we were already in the metaverse and didn't even know it with social media. Yeah. Right? Because check this out. You'll interact with people who you probably never bump into. You rarely see these people. And it's people in your city that you interact with. You DM, y'all like, share, comment, blah, blah, blah. And you rarely that you'll bump into them. You know what I mean? But your interactions is with them through this world, its own universe. It's its own world. You get a chance at any time to go to somebody's page to see what they're doing, look at their lives, their stories, and all this other stuff in its own world. And then you ever bump into somebody and they see you out and they looking like,
like, I think it's you.
Yeah, I think it's you from Instagram. And I had that happen to me. The girl was like, yeah, she was staring and she was like, yeah, you I like, hey, you all right? She was like, yeah, I was just trying to see you William Boston from Instagram. I said, no, I'm from real life. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Don't associate me with Instagram. Like, but that's how it is. It's its own world. So it is its own metaverse that we've already been living in. But now, just with the crypto and the banking and transferring money, I think now it's putting a name on it and really getting people to understand, like, hey, this is where things about to go. Right. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to grasp the reality of how this works with the property stuff. Right. You know what I mean?
So I can answer a few of those things. So we can go back further than when we were operating like in a metaverse world and didn't necessarily realize it. We weren't doing it on consoles. So we were doing it in the game Xboxes or PlayStations or something of that sort. If you really want to go back, we were kind of doing it on a computer at one point with The Sims.
Oh, yeah.
So we kind of been playing in this thing and tweaking it, and they've just been tweaking it back here. You know, it's in your face, but it's not if you don't think about it. So we've been operating in this space. Now, I know that they have talked about recently, like Oculus.
What?
Oculus. So they're like
the glasses,
goggles, right?
Okay, yeah.
So Facebook made a play a while ago. Maybe it was less than a decade. So let's just say maybe 7 or 8 years ago, where they just threw all this money at Oculus, and we were like, "Bro, what are you okay, right? What are you doing?" You know, you had to look out, you put your phone in it, and you could be like in this VR world of some sorts. But they're tweaking those glasses and have been tweaking those glasses for now. So when you are in a virtual world, you're in your house, you got these goggles on, you could log into Sandbox, right? And you're looking around, and instead of you going to the tangible mall, you go, oh, I'm at this such and such mall, this metaverse mall. There's Adidas, there's Puma, there's Nike, there's, Foot Locker and all of this stuff. And you could literally go in this store. Not only buy yourself stuff, to come to your house. Instead of being on the internet surfing or on your phone, you could order these things, pay for it, get it sent to your house, and also buy stuff for your avatar.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Right? So it's like, well, but where am I? This space, like this virtual console of sorts, where you're logged into this space and you can move about these people in these activities. People are now realizing, I think I got it in my phone. I think Adidas just bought some property in Sandbox.
Yeah, explain that part. I'm still trying to get my head around that part.
So it's virtual space. So here we go. We're Sandbox, that community.
Yeah,
It's a box. Boom. On your left-hand side, you got, Joe Schmo, somebody who bought this little tiny corner.
Right.
But Foot Locker needs all of that. So Foot Locker puts all this stuff, and you're not doing nothing. You just like your little square space, and you have like your little, it plugs you to your Instagram.
Right.
Click this, takes you to my Instagram. You see my Instagram page, right? So if we take that scenario and we say right now in a physical world, Foot Locker wants to build this grand Foot Locker, and your auntie got this house that just sit there, nobody lives in it. They willing to pay top dollar to get her up out of there because they need the space. You're still doing that physically. What you would do physically is what you're doing in a virtual world, because it's not an eyesore. It's not strange. It's more cohesive.
Gotcha.
So it's going to take some time to see it because it's not fully developed yet. Like you can go on Decentraland or and you can kind of see it and move about. And you're like, okay, this is weird. This still looks really, almost cheesy, right? It's not like, your Madden, updated Madden characters look better than what you see there. Right. But it is there. And it's like you would log into your Facebook, but you're logged into this area.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense then, especially when you said like a company like Foot Locker, like, okay, we want this space, and you bought this little space over here. And that's what he was saying about him about to make more money. I was like, how you gonna make more money? But it makes sense now, because if I'm a big company or a small company, I got some money and I want this space within the metaverse, well, I'm gonna buy you out.
Because why are you here? You don't fit.
That makes sense. That's dope. Hey, man, tell the people how they can get in contact with you. Like, how can they get in contact with you if they really trying to get this game that you're giving?
Right. So I'm on Instagram. It is at Miss Danni B. So MZDANN DANNI_B. You can find me on Instagram. I'm more so on Facebook. My community is more there. I've determined I need to bridge a community of my own, because Facebook can get
better do it
very difficult with sensitivity of somebody can just determine what you said was sensitive, and now you shut down.
Nod called me all the time talking about he in Facebook jail.
I got put in Facebook jail for being positive. I was like, what? I couldn't appeal to nobody or nothing. Mark. I couldn't appeal to nobody or nothing. They was like, oh, well, it is what it is. And I didn't enjoy that. I don't like to be controlled. I don't like to be controlled. But on Facebook, it's Danielle's, Danni B, Gibson. You can find me there. I have a business phone. I'm perfectly fine giving that out. It's 904-899-2315. I will only answer between business hours. Other than that, it is off. But please, if you have questions, I am more than willing to help. I think I'm going to do a Black Friday sale, and I will give a 15-minute consult for free. And then beyond that, if you want to register to have like ongoing weekly conversations, I'll have something like that available at a discounted price.
Dope, man. So if you want the content and you need this stuff, and you trying to learn about crypto, you trying to learn about trading, you trying to learn about stocks, you trying to learn about when you talk about the Forex, but I know you know about that.
Yeah, Forex is not for a beginner.
Okay.
It's not.
Nice, short, and simple.
Yeah, it's not. But I don't want you to lose your money.
If you want to learn, man, here's a chance. Connect with somebody who is actually putting in the work, who's taking the time to actually learn, who's investing, who's been dedicated, who's been disciplined, all the characteristics that you need to win.
All right.
Link up with her, man, and let's make it happen.
For sure.
It's been another episode. I really appreciate you coming through. You know what I mean? We've been rocking for so long.
Yeah.
So finally get a chance to sit down and just see your growth. You know what I mean? Because old Danny was, ooh.
Hot head.
But where you at now is amazing, man. And it's just dope to see that growth, man.
Yeah, I'm very grateful, very grateful. I think you and a few other people kind of were trailblazers in that sense. We were like, hey, we can't keep doing this, y'all. Like, what we doing?
Yep.
Like, pull it together.
Yep.
So it was definitely my pleasure to see you evolve with time. And this man's dedication and commitment is insane. I've never seen him quit. So anything that he puts out is of value. You should definitely consume it.
Diddy said, can't stop, won't stop. And I rock with that. Man, this has been another episode from A to Z. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we drop all the new content. Season 2 is out now, so we working heavy right now. So Make sure you guys tune in, man, each and every week. We up out of here. Peace.